Hello, and welcome back to the Tom channel. Oh, I left here, didn't I, for a few years. Well, how you doing, everyone? I think I'm returning to this channel. If you don't know what this is, it popped up on your feed. I ran a channel a couple of years ago, this here, where I would reply to viewers' questions, and it was kind of like the first slightly deeper thing that I did before the podcast, before these melancholy mental health video essays things I've been doing. But in the first one of these, I said, God, I'm going to look back on these and think they were so cringe. And my God, do I do that. I physically can't rewatch these videos from before, where I am like word for word still copying Schlatt. It's like, dude, it kills me. Oh, but yeah, man, I figured I should explain where I've been. Look, my relationship with the internet's been pretty funny the past few years. You know why if you've been watching me, and if you don't know, believe me, I have a whole load of miserable videos I can link you. But look, I've really needed some space from it, right? I've found it to be a very complicated relationship for me now, like trying to figure out where I stand with it, what I want to kind of do with it. But in the past couple of weeks, I've been sort of slowly re-engaging with it, thanks to the help of my mate Toby. And I've just actually been, I kind of got in my head that it was all kind of like gone, that the internet had all changed and it was all this whole different thing. And funnily enough, now I can kind of zoom out and go, oh, my life has changed so much, but the internet, this community, still pretty there. Which wow, yeah, it means a lot, man. I've been getting still like a lot of people emailing me for advice and really quite heartfelt questions. And especially now when people come up to me a lot, they'll ask me, not like how do I be a big YouTuber, but like I don't know, these slightly quite deeper questions, which is first of all, I'm honored to be asking, but I want to make it very clear, I don't really know these answers. I don't have anything. I'm just giving you what I think is best. But what I will say is, there's a quote that really resonates with me, which is, when you look out into your audience, you should see a part of yourself and they should see a part of you. And when I meet you all, whether that be at conventions or in person or on the street, I was very incredibly shy in school. And I'm not really shy now, but I see you lot who are kind of shy and also anxious like I am and freaking out about growing up like I am. And lots of you have a lot of bits of your own kind of square video-esque stories in your life that you're working through. And I really, more so than ever, can really connect with you guys. So, look, a lot of the times when I'm giving out advice here, this is me just telling myself what I wish I was doing. But with all that said, should we get into some questions? Hey Tom, hope you're well. I had a bunch of questions for you. E.g., what do you think of horses? Yes, I hear horses are fucking wicked, mate. They can like kill you with one kick, and you can ride them, and they're kind of like a better dog. Anyway, but I decided to go with a more serious one, aka how to cope with anxiety feeling like you don't have enough time. For years I've struggled with the fear of death or the worry I'm wasting my life. There's just so much I want to do, and though I'm young, I'm always worried I'll run out of time. My fear isn't particularly dying when I'm old and grey and that, but dying from something sudden that I can't control. There's just so much I want to do and life I want to live, but this fear has stopped me from doing it. For example, going on aeroplanes to travel somewhere due to a fear of a crash, or not being able to jump from a higher jump when riding a horse due to a fear of falling. Now, it's not particularly crippling in my daily life. I hang out with friends, I glow places, whatever. But I'm still always worried I'm going to run out of time before I get to do everything I want to. Or that when I'm spending an afternoon reading a book in my bedroom, there's something I could be out doing right now instead of just relaxing. And I'm young enough, but I can't help but feel this dread that I'm going to run out of time. Got any advice? Yeah, man. Well, first of all, I feel you. After Technopast, I had a huge fear of death. It really kept me up most nights. I used to have it when I was like 6 years old, and then all of a sudden it just blew up on me again. And I was having I couldn't sleep, man, out of the fear of fuck's gonna happen. What is this place afterwards? Why are we doing it? To put it lightly, I was very existential for a couple of years. But as time went on, you connect with the people who are around you, with your friends and your family and relationships, and you understand that there's so much life to kind of be lived out there. I remember one thing that really helped me was a techno dad saying to me when I was like, in the stress of existentialism, he said, look, mate, yeah, you will run out of time. There is only so many times you get to look up at the stars. And for me, that kind of, rather than spinning it as, oh, it's all going to go, and instead, holy fuck. Like, this is amazing, I'm here right now. was really helpful for me. It does sound a little bit like some of these worries are verging on a bit kind of intrusive thoughty, like putting something on something else. Do you know what I mean? Like plane crashes, which probably just means there's other shit going on as well that you're worrying about, and you're putting it all on that. That's something I'll do a lot. You know, I see loads of people do when you're really worried about a load of things, you just pin it all on one thing. Like I'll have so much going on in my personal life, and I'll be like, all these YouTubers are better than me, and I need to be better than them. And it's like, okay, is that what I'm worried about? Or am I worried about my fucking parents' divorce? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very easy to pin everything on that. So try not to do that, you know, just slowly work through the things that you got to work through and, you know, do these things that you enjoy. But mate, you're young. You're so young. Do you know what I mean? I feel like we all forget that, like, even if you're 25 or 30, that's so young, man. You know, sometimes I think about this, like, if age 70 to 80, that's 10 years, right? And you think about that, like, that's nothing, a 70-year-old to an 80-year-old. But for us, that would be the difference between age 10 and 20. Can you even think about what you were doing when you were age 10? Who you were? How different the world was? That's what it's going to be like. By the time we're 30, and then 30 to 40, and then 40 to 50, that's like 3 lots of what we've just done. You have so much time, man. So you mustn't worry about that. And relaxing and hanging out with your friends, dude, these are the best things in the world, you know? And reading a book in your bedroom, if you can find a state of peace where you're relaxing and you're happy, do not worry about doing other things, you know? As long as there's a balance in your life and, you know, you're happy in all these areas, dude, sit in your bedroom reading a book. Oh my God, that's great, man. It's hard thinking that the world's going to go on without us. And it will. But there's still going to be another sunrise every morning, and there's still going to be new people that fucking discover Minecraft, and that, you know, that fall in love and have heartbreaks, and all of these experiences that we've had that everyone else is going to have after us, and that's brilliant, you know, that's a cycle of things. It's fucking hard to kind of hark that, but don't even worry about that now, man. Look, you can't spend all your time worrying about things you can't control. You know as well as I do that you're not going to die from a plane crash. You are so much more realistically going to die from crossing the road. Do you know what I mean? That's so dangerous. I think about it, there's all these nutters in cars, but you're not sat worried about that because it's normal. You got to get out there and give love to other people and just try and enjoy it. Just as a last note too, I think it's worth saying that a lot of this kind of like festering and anxiety that seems to happen really often comes from a sort of social isolation. A big thing that's got me out of it has just been hanging out with people. I think at the moment we're a very, very isolated bunch in real life. And while the internet can give us as much as that as it can, you got to go the full mile if you can, man. Hang out with people in person. Talk with friends, you know, talk about what they're worried about. And quite quickly, you're going to understand that there's 8 billion people on this world, every one of them worrying about something. Not that you don't know, I'm sure you know that already, but like, do you know what I mean? That helps. I wasn't, okay. But yeah, don't be isolated would be my advice. Jeez, man, returning episode, I'm already talking about death. Are you fucking, Jesus Christ. Okay, they're not all going to be this heavy. I've stumbled on a heavy question. The email for this is going to be on screen now. So email me some questions. Look, and ultimately, guys, just email me what you actually want me to talk about. If every episode is going to be heavy, if that's the nature of what it feels like we as a community want to discuss right now, that's cool with me. Send me in whatever's on your mind, whatever you want to talk about, and I'll pick out the ones that resonate with me most. Well, this has been the Tom channel. I hope you've been well. I think I'm going to be back to this now. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. You can go watch those other ones from 2 years ago and see how I square up. Have a great rest of your day. Take care and bye-bye.